Go ahead and grab that pen and paper, hit the share button. And if you enjoy today's show, definitely make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can know when I get live. That means you got to hit that little belly thing. All right, let's get today's party started.
The enigmatic entrepreneur whose words will make you sure. Know, trust, and believe. The master teacher has come to help you succeed. The gem dropper, the truth speaker, the voice in the universe that will bring you to your highest peak. Welcome to the Get High on Motivation show with Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator.
The time is now. So pick up and put on your crown. Goodbye to yesterday. Welcome to life eternal.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. It is your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator, and this is the Get High on Motivation show. We're back for another week, for another round, for another episode, so we can figure out how we can get our mind, our body, our spirit, and our finances on the right track to what we desire and we deserve. I believe that whatever you desire, you definitely deserve it, love bug, and that's why I do all this homework just to make that happen. So I want to thank you again for joining me. If this is your first time, then listen. I need to explain a few things to you, okay? So that way you're not under no false impressions. I know I smile a lot in case you're watching the video, or if you listen to the replay, I hope it sounds like I'm smiling. But you need to know that there are some rules. First of all, I'm going to call you a love bug. Second of all, part of being a love bug means that you are now officially committed to making your life better in one area every single day. We are committed to being 1% better every single day, because if we continue to be 1% better, we're going to get to where we desire to be. Nonetheless, it's all about baby steps. And today, I'm hoping that today I give you something that is going to allow you to take that leap and bound. I'm always saying we're not taking leap and bounds around here. We're taking baby steps. Well, today, this is going to be that mother, may I take a big, huge step. We're going to do some quantum leaping. We're not talking about quantum leaping, but we are going to talk about some universal laws. So if you are brand new to universal laws, then know that they are laws that exist whether you like them or not. And we'll get into that later. But we like to start every show with some food for thought. But I think I need to take these three deep breaths. So if you're with me, go ahead and stop what you're doing, unless you're driving or something like that. And if you're running, just be real, real conscious, because I know some of my love bugs are out there exercising and doing all that kind of stuff. But we're going to blow all the air and energy out of our body. We're going to just let go. And slowly inhale through our nose. And let it all go again. You got to make that ugly sound with it. It helps. Inhale again. And the longest, biggest, ugliest sigh. When you make that sound, it releases some trapped energy in your body. And that's what we are about to do. Sometimes we have to be able to do some things without even knowing that we're doing it. We got to trick our minds. We have to program ourselves. And I really believe that that's what this show is about. It's about programming yourself for success and giving you the tools, the information, the universal laws, the ancient technology that can make that happen. Today, my food for thought comes from Miley Cyrus. I am from Nashville. I grew up in Nashville. I wasn't born there, but I definitely was raised there. And I'm a fan of anybody who comes out of the Tennessee area. And she is definitely one of my favorite artists. So, one of her songs, I want to say the name of the song is It's the Climb. Correct me if I'm wrong, Love Book. There's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. Always going to be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm going to have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. It's all about the climb. Now, those of us who go hiking and climb mountains, we know that because we know that it's going to be hard. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're in the business world, or if you're in upper management at your corporation, then you know that there's always going to be an uphill battle. Things are always going to be coming at you. This is not because you're a bad person. This is not because you have done bad things. This is not the law of karma trying to get you back. No, this is just a part of life. It's a part of the ebb and flow that we have to accept. You can't just accept flow time and not take the ebb that goes with it. It's just like a wave. There is no wave without the trough and the crest of the wave. That's the top and the bottom of the wave, y'all. But there is no wave without those two parts. And we have to know that part of life is there's going to be some battles. But in those battles, you build strength. You build resilience. You build up character. You build up some stuff that you didn't even know was in you. You really unlock some things. They say you really know who you are when trouble comes your way. So who are you really? What's really packed inside of you? If we squeeze you real hard, what's going to come out? That's what's important. And so know that we have to be prepared mentally by fortifying ourselves, by pouring into ourselves, by pouring into our self-care. All of that is what I feel like gives us the strength and the tenacity to keep going, to keep climbing. It's not about getting to the top, but it's about the strength. It's about the views. Whew, man. Listen, if you have never been to Colorado, please come, look me up, and we will hook up and I will take you to the mountains so you can see what I'm talking about. It's like, yes, it's a tumultuous huffing and puffing and like, oh my God, why am I doing this? But when you get to a certain point and you look back and you see how far you have climbed, how far you have come, and when you see the view, you're like, oh my God, it makes it all worth it. But you're not going to know that until you start climbing. A lot of us have gotten a little too comfortable being in the valley. Like we know there's value in the valley, but we're not supposed to stay there. It's time for you to start climbing. It's time for you to go to a higher elevation of life, love bug. If you're listening to this, this message is for you. It's not for somebody else. Now, that doesn't mean you can't share it with anybody, but this message came to you for a reason today. It's time for you to start elevating. It's time for you to get back, put your bag back on your back and start climbing. Don't worry about if anybody is there to climb with you. Start climbing. There's room for you at the top. I know they say it gets lonely up there, but that's okay. There's so many other things that will keep you company when you get to the top that you will forget that you might even possibly be lonely, because loneliness is a state of mind. Being alone is one thing. You can be in a whole room full of people and still feel lonely. So don't worry about being lonely at the top. They have given us so many bad sayings about what happens when you succeed, what happens when you elevate, that some of us have been avoiding that success. We've been avoiding that level of success because we didn't want people to look at us that way. We didn't want people to talk about us that way. But listen, love, but we don't have time to be concerned about what somebody else is thinking or saying about what we're doing, what somebody else is saying or thinking about our elevation. The universe is calling you to more. The universe is telling you that there is more in store for you. So make it your business to go ahead and start collecting what's already due to you. Start collecting your divine inheritance. Speaking about inheritance, today we are talking about compensation. We're talking about the law of compensation. I mentioned last week that I would talk about it. We need to talk about universal laws more. We know about the law of gravity. Not that any of us do anything in particular with it besides know that if I drop something, it's going to fall. But what do we know about universal laws? I believe if you are not in the financial position that you really want to be in, that you really desire to be in right now, it's because it's a lack of understanding of this very law. Now, this law comes out in all type of places, in all type of books. I think the person that gets the most credit might be Ralph Waldo Emerson, but we're going to go further back. We're going to go back to ancient Kemet times, and we're going to talk about some hermetic principles, because that is where you can really get the real stuff before they start sugarcoating it and diluting it down. Now, listen, the law of compensation, y'all. You know, we talk about the law of attraction, right? So this is a law that's a little bit higher up on the scale than that. So if you know about this one, then it makes the law of attraction even easier. The law of compensation, according to the Kabbalion, says that it can be defined as a counterbalance. So compensation can be looked at as counterbalance. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. As it's called in the Kabbalion, it's more of like the law of rhythm. And they say that rhythm compensates. So I have told you before about this little card that I have taped to my desk. I used to have it taped in a few different places. So if you're watching this live, I'm going to show you my little card. It's this simple to have it just anywhere, a little post-it note. And literally, this is the law of compensation to remind me daily. I'm going to give you the basic form, and then I'm going to give you the entrepreneur form. So it says the money you are being paid at the company you work for will always be in direct ratio to three things, y'all. One, the need for what you do. Two, your ability to do it. And three, the difficulty in replacing you. So I'm going to repeat that, and then we'll dive into this more. So there's three things that determine how much money is in our bank account. It is the need for what we do, our ability to do it, and the difficulty in replacing us. Now that you know that the law of compensation works like that, let's dive into it. So as I said, the law of compensation is all about counterbalance. It's about, if you saw it as two scales, what you put in is what you're going to get in forms of blessings, in forms of relationships, in forms of money, in forms of experience. So the more that you put out there, the more that you serve is the more that you will be rewarded. It's that simple. It's not some complicated formula. Give and be given to. That's a simple way of saying the law of compensation. Give and be given to. Whatever it is that we desire, the more we give that is the more that we will receive it. So if we give more love, we receive more love. If we give more happiness, we will receive more happiness. If we give more time, we'll find that all of a sudden we have more time. And it definitely works in the world of money as well. The more we are investing money, the more money will be invested in us. I found myself being fearful the other day, meaning that I was not operating. Well, let me tell you this. Let me back. The law of compensation works either way. Like I said, it's counterbalance. So if you are refusing to invest money, or if you are hoarding your money, hoarding your love, hoarding your time, then it will be hoarded from you as well. It goes both ways. Like I said, the law of compensation is about counterbalance. So going back to what we put out, we will get. So it says that the exact ratio for the need for what we do. So whatever you're doing out in the marketplace or for your company, how strong is the need for it? And if you find that it's not a strong enough need, then maybe it's time to pivot. Y'all know I'm the queen of the pivot. I'm always talking about pivoting. As a business owner, we have to consistently pivot. If you are in the mindset of going towards wealth, then you have to be ready to pivot. I know you might love your job and you love the people you work with, but if they are not talking about giving you a raise or allowing growth and opportunity for you, then it's time to throw up the deuces. Because we need to be somewhere where we are needed. We might need to find ourselves a new marketplace to be in where we are needed more. Sometimes some people move across the whole state. They relocate because they saw that the need for them was more valuable on the West Coast. They got paid more on the West Coast than they were getting paid in the South. This is the law of compensation at work. Then the second part of this says our ability to do it. So that's really, what value are you bringing to the marketplace? How valuable are you? And are you doing things to consistently increase your value? Today, I'm walking around the house and I'm listening to some stuff because I want to fresh up on my law of compensation before I start talking to y'all. And my friend says, I said, well, I'm working right now. And it was like, well, I thought this looks like what you do every day. And I'm like, this is how I work. I learned the information so I can share it with my love books. I learned this information so I can design trainings that are impactful. I learned all this information because I got a cross-reference. I don't just believe the first person that told me. I don't care if it did catch my attention and got my eyes and my ears all perked. It's about really finding the truth. What is the through line in all of this? Anything that I present to you all, please believe I've done my homework. Even if I feel like I've been knowing this stuff my whole entire life, I've been talking about it for years, I still make it my business to go do my homework. When I was a math teacher, I did the same. Whatever lesson I was about to teach, I review it. Even now, for the program that I teach for Thrive Networks, I'm an instructor, and I've been teaching business courses, y'all, since I was in my 20s, but I still do my homework the night before. I still do my homework even maybe en route to class, because I know that it's my business to keep my value up and to consistently raise my value. And the way we do that is through personal and professional development. How much have you been investing in personal and professional development? Many of us don't even think that that's a thing that we're supposed to have in our budget. Yes. Some of us think, oh, if I got some extra money, most of us use that extra money and go on a vacation. How about you take a vacation somewhere where it includes a healing retreat? Or you take a vacation somewhere where you're going to be learning some new skills. How about while we're all out there shopping through the holiday season, instead of buying gifts and material things, that we invest into some information that can make us more valuable, that can increase our ability to do whatever it is that we're doing. Whatever you do, make yourself better. I don't care where you are. I don't care how much of an expert that you believe that you are. Even experts consistently do their homework. Speaking of experts, let's talk about the experts that get the most money that we know of. Celebrities, NFL players. NFL is one of the biggest, most, what I'm trying to look for, most wealthiest industries. It's because the guys that are on the field are the best at it. Now, of course, we know somebody in the neighborhood that can play a little better. Okay, sidetrack. They're the best at what they do. The actors on the big name movies, those A-list actors, they're A-list actors because they've made it their business to perfect their craft, not just be good at what they do. They've made it their business to be better and to be the best. How can you be the best at what you do? I guarantee you, in what I do, I am the best at it. I make it my business to be the best at it. When I show up and deliver a training at your organization, you're going to be blown away. If you're not, I didn't do my job. If you are not overfilled with energy by the time I get done, I did not do my job. If you don't have notes upon notes, like way more, like, whoa, this is way more than I was expecting, but they're not overwhelmed at the same time, I've done my job. But I still have to continuously find new tools, new ways, new avenues. What is the new way of marketing? What is the new way of communicating with people? Because I have to be sure that I'm continuously adding to my ability to serve you, love bug. And then number 3, what is the difficulty in replacing you? When I was in leadership at a certain organization, and we will leave them unnameless, in the seat of president, I started growing before I was in the seat of president. But when I got in the seat of president, I increased our membership by 86%. Now, I'm not going to say I did it by myself, because I feel like it was a team effort, but it was a team effort that I guided and directed. It was a vision that I had in mind, that we're not going to focus on numbers. We're going to focus on people. We're not going to allow our goal to be sent down to us from headquarters. No, our goal is to make this the best experience possible for our current members and every single visitor that walks through the door. We added value to the marketplace. And when I was no longer in that position where we went from having 86% growth and 89% retention, those numbers plummeted. And it's all because it's difficult to replace me. I'm making my business for it to be difficult to replace me. So how can you make it difficult to replace you, love bug? How can you make yourself more valuable in the marketplace? Because the marketplace, whether you are an employee or a business owner, it's the same. How do you add value to yourself? How can you start today? Because at the moment you start adding more value to yourself, you start adding more value to the marketplace. And at the moment you start adding more value to the marketplace starts adding more value to your pockets. Consider, how can you serve more people? So that leads me to the entrepreneurial version of this statement of how we get our money. It says our rewards in life will always be in exact proportion to our contribution, our service. So how can you serve more people? How can you serve more people with the current expertise and experience that you have? Maybe if you are a coach or a consultant, instead of consulting one person at a time, how about you design a group coaching program? So that way you can serve multiple people at a time. Instead of having discovery sessions, one person at a time, how about you have a whole education session where you can teach people what you know? You can give them some value first and then let them know how you can add more value to them and how much it costs. Because you better not be cheap out here unless you don't got that much value. You want to know how to raise your prices and how you can comfortably raise your prices, how you can comfortably go ask for a raise, how you can comfortably let your client know, well, that was my price 3 months ago. Now my price is, how you can confidently do that, love bug, is by adding value to yourself, adding into your skill set, adding tools into your toolbox. All of us should have a toolbox. And your toolbox includes things like your business cards, doing reels. Your toolbox also includes certifications. You don't have to have a piece of paper to prove that you know how to do what you know how to do, but you better have the evidence. And you do that by getting out there and doing it. You do that by getting testimonies from the people you have served before. So that way you can share this information that says, hey, this is social proof that I know how to do what I want to do. This is social proof that I can serve you, that I can help you, that I can get you from point A to point B. Don't take my word for it. Take somebody else's word for it and get a video testimony, because anybody can type anything. You could have typed that on your own website. I don't trust you. I don't know you like that. But if you have somebody on there that says, this person changed my life, this person transformed my finances, this person took me from where I was to where I desired to be, then boom, that is gold. So how can you add more value to the people that you're already working with or working for? How can you add more value to the team? How can you add more value to the household? Because it's a team at your household as well. But think about, how can you serve your community more? The more we serve, love bug, is the more we will be served. The more we are a blessing to other people is the more we are blessed. So if you want to increase your blessings, then increase your ability to bless other people. Increase your desire to even want to bless other people. Do you even want to bless other people? Or are you only looking to be blessed? I seen a video the other day where some of us are overworking our ancestors. We always want our ancestors to go to work for us, but are we working for the ancestors? Are we putting in time for the universe? Because the universe always puts in time for us. But let's make this a mutually beneficial relationship with the universe. And one way we can do that is first and foremost by honoring the universal laws, such as the law of compensation, knowing that the more we give, the more will be given to us, whatever it is, whether it's money, time, love, relationships, happiness. You want more happiness? Make it your business to put a happy smile on someone else's face, even if it doesn't feel good to you to do it. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to make it your goal to make someone else smile. I'm asking you to make it your goal to make someone else's life a little bit better just because they encountered you. And you're probably wondering, where's the money going to come from? That's none of your business. That's none of your concern. How about you open yourself to channels of abundance, known and unknown? You open yourself to abundance from places expected and unexpected. Allow that to be your affirmation today. I am so happy and grateful. Money comes to me easily, frequently, in all kinds of ways, from sources known and unknown, from places expected and unexpected. I am so happy and grateful. Money comes to me easily, frequently, in all kinds of ways, because I am serving God's people easily, frequently, in all kinds of ways. Say that one more. And I'm going to say it again, because I know that when we hear something 3 times, when we say something 3 times, it creates a new neural path in our brain. We got to do science on ourselves, y'all. I am so happy and grateful that money comes to you easily, frequently, and in all kinds of ways, love bug. because you, love bug, are serving God's people easily, frequently, in all kinds of ways. And what I believe after today's conversation is that you're going to up your contribution game. You're going to up your servitude game. You're going to become a cosmic servant. That's why they call him a leader servant or servant leader, because servant leaders are always blessed. You know it. You can see it on them. If you want to be more blessed, if you want your bank accounts to be more blessed, you want your relationships to be more blessed, then all you have to do is start honoring and practicing this law. Listen to this again. Watch this again. Do what you got to do so you can really capture today's message of the law of compensation, that the law of compensation is really a law of counterbalance. So if you want those scales to tip more heavily in your favor, then it's time for you to start putting more in. I love you, love bugs, and I appreciate that you allow me to have this conversation with you. I appreciate those of you who reach out to me and even ask me your questions. I appreciate the brother that was like, hey, my mom is going through something and she's over here with these doctors in a foreign country and she's having fibroid problems. What can she do? What can she eat? He knew exactly who to call on. So I was like this, that, da, 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 woo, woo. I think first and foremost, I don't think this love bug even thought that I was really going to respond. So no, love bug. If you reach out to me on social media, yes, I do respond. If you reach out to me on Facebook, it takes a while. But if you hit me up on Instagram, I will be happy to answer any question that you have for me. If you feel like you need to go ahead and schedule some one-on-one time, we can make that happen as well. But know that I'm here to serve you. And I hope that I can serve you at a higher level. I'm hoping that I'm adding more value to you today so you can add more value to the marketplace and add more value to your bank account. Do what you got to do to make sure that this video gets in somebody else's hands today, in somebody else's ears, in somebody else's eyes. I am Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator. This is the Get High on Motivation show. We get together every single week to get 1% better. I love you. Be happy. Be healthy. Be you.